Hey guys, me and Matt's here to review episode 3, the last episode of this documentary series called The Idaho Murders College Nightmare. And so yeah, it got interesting towards the court stage. So literally how they caught the guy was, it was by luck really, wasn't it?
Pure chance.
Pure chance, yeah. So
His own stupidity, he fucked up.
yeah, well, but the amount of times he stabbed one of them, maybe he just forgot the case.
Yeah.
And then just went. But yeah. So the only evidence the police have, they don't have any DNA of him in the house. The only thing they got is the knife case of where of the weapon that he killed them with. And apparently there was a second weapon, the family claims, but they never found it. So they've never found any murder weapon.
You only found out that by Google, they didn't say.
By Google, yeah, they didn't say that in the documentary. So that wasn't in the documentary, that a second weapon was actually used, but it wasn't said in the documentary.
No.
And yeah, the only circumstance evidence they have is him driving past in a car, what they think is his car. But it's dark, very dark, and it's hard to read number plates and stuff like that when it's that dark. And especially, it's got a really bright light as well when he drove.
Yeah,
So, yeah. And then his pocket knife, which, yes, did have his DNA on.
Yes.
So, that's all they have. They have no DNA of his handprint on, say, like a knife or anything. Only
They have much to go by.
only by the knife case. And that's the thing, like I said to you, if he did them murders and somehow got that knife case out, I don't think they'll have a case, would they?
No, they wouldn't.
They'd have had circumstantial that he drove near there, but he could have just said he went to get something to eat. And they didn't find his DNA in the house.
No,
So he must have really wore gloves.
clever about it.
He was, and someone is right on a podcast I heard. They talked about this specific case. Even one guy said if he didn't drop that knife case, he'd have got away with it.
Yeah.
I think he would have. Because the police, that was the only evidence they had. And his phone also was switched off when he was there. When he killed them, then it turned back on. Like an hour later, half an hour to an hour later. So it's very circumstantial evidence.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we think he did it.
Oh, he definitely did.
He did it, but if you're gonna convict someone in court and it went to trial, I don't think a knife case is enough to convict him.
It could be.
It might have been. There's no weapons of any. They never found the murder weapon. But there was witnesses that seen him, go past in the house. A few of them seen him. So I think he did it, but he did nearly get away with it. Very nearly.
He was very close.
He's close, yeah. But yeah. So that's the only evidence they had on him. They brought him in, and it went to court.
He had no remorse.
He didn't care. He weren't crying. He didn't say sorry. He just seemed cold, didn't he?
He looked well dressed for someone who was pretty smart because he studied in law.
Yeah, he did.
So he knew what he was saying, and he knew when he said guilty that he knew what
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah, he so they're in court and he's looking at the death penalty, isn't he? Yeah. And, yeah, and it just seemed he was going to go to trial. I think he was dazed from going to trial. And then he pleads guilty. And we think it's to avoid the death penalty, ain't it?
Oh, without a doubt. He knew what he was doing. He was a strategist.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. He might have got done for it by the trial, or he might not have. I don't know. It depends what the jury think.
Yeah.
Because it's very circumstantial evidence. But he knew if he did lose, they were going to put him to death. So his way of getting out of the death penalty was just plead guilty and admit I did it, and then in exchange of that deal, they dropped the death penalty.
I did like the sister of one of the victims literally gave him shit.
A bollocking, yeah.
She owned his ass, like, sit up when you're looking at me, and she basically owned his ass.
And she said, was it the sister or brother that if you didn't sneak attack them, they would have kicked your ass?
I didn't hear
That's what she said. Yeah, she said they would have kicked your ass
if you didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the sister, I'm not sure.
Yeah, but that's what she said. But
I missed that bit.
yeah, it was on the same speech.
Okay.
Yeah. But ain't that the girl from Jessica Jones? Her, look. I'm sure that was her from Jessica Jones. Vampire Diaries.
Anyway.
The main actress. They look like her. But anyway, but yeah, so yeah, he then pleads guilty to obviously avoid the death penalty. And then the families talk and call him a coward and everything.
Yeah, I did like the sister. She was.
Yeah, the sister was a badass. Yeah, we said she would have fought for her life, wouldn't she, if he tried to kill her?
She would have kicked his ass.
Probably, yeah. But she might not survive if he kept stabbing them.
Well, if you've got a knife, it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah. But unfortunately, one victim got stabbed 50 times. That was an extreme. Just, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think, yeah, no one's surviving 50 stab wounds. I think that's too much to survive from. 'Cause it'd be leaking everywhere, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. He got life without parole, and he avoided the death penalty because of the guilty plea. But now, what's he doing now? He's appealing against the sentence, saying that his attorneys
They saved his life.
lied to him, and that promises were made that never happened. The only thing they would have said is plead guilty, and you won't die. You won't get the death penalty.
But again, they didn't say that in the documentary.
They didn't. We're assuming that's what they said to him. Well, I am. But, yeah, so he's now actually appealing against it, and he wants to have a new trial. But that's the thing, what will go against him, he admitted he did it.
I know.
And because the knife case is there, it's kind of like hard to deny that.
So he's an absolute tool.
He is an idiot, yeah.
And what he's doing is making it worse for the families because they don't get the chance to grieve.
Exactly,
That's what he's doing. He feels like he's still got the power in his hand to do what he wants.
Yeah. But, he's a cold killer. He just has no remorse. He really don't give a shit. The only thing he regrets is that he got caught. But, yeah, it was interesting. I think it could have been in one video, an hour and a half. It didn't have to be episode to episode, but, it was interesting though. But to be honest, the police just had circumstantial evidence. They didn't really have much. You thought one time for a while they had nothing on him, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he got life without parole. and at least the family got justice.
Sort of.
Kind of.
Not proper justice where it brings the family members back as best as they can.
Yeah, the best as they can. Well, the only thing,
The mum won't even say the prick's name. She refused to even give him any recognition.
well, the only thing that would have done better for them is if he got death penalty, but that obviously got taken off the table because of the plea he did. He knew that was going to get taken off the table if he pled.
Because he studied law, so he know all that.
He ain't going to plead guilty to get the death penalty.
No.
He'd rather fight it in trial and have a chance of winning, and he might have won it.
Maybe.
You don't know.
But he knew what he was doing.
He knew if he lost the trial, he was going to get put to death. So yeah, that's what happened.
He said guilty. What saved him?
Yeah, it saved his ass from dying. He knew that. But yeah, so it's on Netflix, The Idaho Murders College Nightmare. None of us seen this before. I knew a bit more of the case than he did. He never heard of it before. I did. I seen like on Law and Crime Network. They do like videos on some of the latest cases, and he was on that on like court appearances and other like YouTube podcasts talked about the case. So yeah, I knew about some of it, but yeah, he didn't before. So we're right out of 10 now, and then we're then gonna watch animated Batman movie and see what that's like. I've seen a few before. I've enjoyed them. I thought they were decent. So Matt, for the first time, is gonna watch one with me, and we'll review it after. Then he's gonna go. But anyway, so I'll rate it out of 10 first, than you. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It was interesting. I think I prefer documentaries when they're in one video, not multiple episodes, because it just gets it done quicker, and it's just, yeah, and it's, to be honest, just easier to review it in one go than episode to episode. But yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. Yeah, like I said, the police had barely any fun on him, but from his own mistake. But yeah, it was interesting though. I'd recommend people to watch it. So I'd give it a 7 out of 10. What about you?
Probably give it solid 6.
6. Yeah. So yeah. But the hardest documentary was the Gabby Petito one, wasn't it? Because it reminded you.
And there's obviously certain documentaries I won't watch. Like there's certain ones I will always refuse to watch. But
Yeah.
these ones was alright.
Yeah, this one was decent. So yeah, go watch it. It was an interesting documentary. But yeah, thanks for watching it. Thanks for watching our video. Bye for now, guys.